just do a little bit more. Just put in a little bit more effort, little bit more work. Upload another video, record another song, study a little bit more, do an extra push up. Just put in a little bit more. So I was actually just about to leave my office and I felt this strong gut feeling tell me to make a video, to put something out there. And I didn't know what to say. I actually have gone through three different subjects, and every time I tried to get them out, they just weren't flowing properly. But I know I'm going to make this video here. The first idea was about the fact that being ready isn't a feeling, it's an action. So we often sit around thinking to ourselves that I'll start when I'm ready, but you become ready by doing what ready people do. You become ready to put your music out by doing it. You just put it out there. You make yourself ready by taking action. The second subject I had in mind was about how we often just hold ourselves back so much without even knowing it. And what I really want to talk about today is the fact that you just have to push a little bit harder. Like, even if you don't know what exactly you're going to do, even if you feel like, yeah, but this painting doesn't look as good as my other ones, still post it because you never know. Somebody might love that one. In this video, even just right now, only 2 minutes in, I feel like it's not as good as my other videos. But I know that if you just put in the work, if you just keep taking shots, eventually you'll hit something. Like if you shoot 100 shots into the dark, you'll hit something. And as you take more shots, you get better at it. And as you try more, as you record more songs, you make more art. You work on your business more. You study more. You write that book more. You go to the gym more. You cook more. Whatever the thing that you're doing is, the more you do it, the better you'll become. It's really just math. Like if you spent 10 years trying to learn a new language, I bet you'd be pretty good at it. If you spent 10 years trying to learn rocket science, I bet you'd be pretty good at it. And we often make our goals and the things we want so much harder in our head when the reality is that the easiest way to get good at something is to do the thing. And it can be hard. You can feel like exhausted. You're like, I've been trying, 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 I'm gonna give up. But that next time was when it would have worked. Like, for example, I used to be really into gardening, and I would go in the backyard. I got my pot of my dirt, I got my seeds, and I'm watering. Nothing's happening. I come back the next day. I'm watering. Nothing happens. I come back the next day, and the next day, and the next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Nothing's happened. But then the next day, I go out there. I see a little bit of green. The next week, I see some leaves. The next month, I see a plant. The month after that, I got some fruit. So you ask yourself, was it that one day when the seed broke and then you saw the plant come up? Was that the day when it worked? Or was it all the time before that when you were growing in the dark, when you were growing your roots, when you were digging your foundation, when you were putting in that work behind closed doors, when you were studying when nobody knew, when you was going to the gym when nobody knew, when you was working on that business when nobody knew? Let me talk to you when you was researching when nobody knew, when you was putting in that work under the ground before you could sprout and blossom. And we're in the stage where we're under the ground and we're growing our roots and we're strengthening and we're getting ready, but we stop ourselves right before we were about to break out the ground. Right before you were about to get that business deal. Right before you were going to get signed to that record label. Right before you would have got into college. right before you would achieve your goal, right before you would have started making some money. You would have got that thing you want. See, you would have got that car you want. You would have had that house. You would have had this. You would have had that. But you stopped yourself when you was right about to sprout, but you just didn't know it. So you gotta keep watering to yourself. Even if you're not seeing progress right now, even if things aren't going how you want them to, even if it's dark, even if you're in the ground. Because if you want to get it out the mud, you gotta be willing to keep going. If you want to become a strong tree, them oak trees over there, those big trees, they strong, nothing knocking them down. The reason why they get that big is because they got strong roots. And you cannot become strong. You can't become mighty. You can't grow that big if you don't have your roots intact. Bamboo. It takes 5 years before that thing sprout out the ground. But before that, right? Because when the bamboo sprout, it grows like 3 feet a day. It's 3 feet every single day, and it get 100 feet tall. So you gotta think to yourself, for them 5 years, it looked like nothing happened. For them 5 years, it looked like nothing happened. But it's growing underneath. It's digging its roots. It's getting strong underneath the surface. So when it break out the surface, it's big. And you gotta think to yourself, right? Grass. Grass grows in a week. It grows overnight pretty much, right? Grass grows super fast. The moss, the vines, all those, they grow really fast. Like you plant the grass, you come back a week later, your whole lawn is ready. But the grass don't got strong roots. You could just pluck it right out the ground. Anything can eat the grass, but that tree, oh, that tree, it got bark. You can't do nothing to it. It got strong roots, it got branches, it got acorns. The tree is so much stronger than the grass because it put in that work underneath the surface. The grass said, I'm going to just grow overnight. I'm gonna just grow easy. I'm gonna get it right here, right now. But the tree said, no, let me slow down. Let me slow down in order to speed up later. Let me get my roots intact. Let me do the work underneath the surface. Let me dig deep. Let me get ready in order for me to establish long lasting security, long lasting wealth, long lasting pass something down. Because the tree, right? It got squirrels, it got birds, it got acorns. And what I mean by this is that when we dig a strong foundation, when we do the work underneath the surface, when we don't rush the process, we're able to support those around us. We're able to provide for those that we care about. Because the tree, because it did the work and it got its roots intact and it built itself up and it didn't rush the process, it's able to provide a home for the birds and the squirrels and the hummingbirds and the woodpeckers, and it got the acorns, right? And the acorns too, because of the work that you put in, because you built yourself up, because you did the work necessary in the dark in order to become strong and uplift those around you. When the grass creates seeds, it's just these little specks. It's just these little itty bitty grass specks. But when the tree creates seeds, when the tree is supporting its children, when the tree is supporting its family, it got acorns. The acorns is strong. The acorns have a hard shell on them. And what I mean by that is because of what we do for ourselves, because of us building ourselves up, we are able to show those around us what is possible. We're able to give to those that we care about. You're able to look your son in the eye, your daughter in the eye, your little brother, little sister. You know, I got a bunch of little siblings, and your nieces and your nephews and your cousins, and you're able to teach them. That way, they start off ready. They got the strong foundation. They got the mental. They got that seed planted in them, right? They don't got those little tiny grass seeds. No, they got them acorn seeds. So they got a strong mindset. They know what to do. So when they go out there, they become strong. No, I don't gotta rush the process. They know if I want to be like dad, if I want to be like Uncle Lawrence, if I want to be like my cousin, if I want to be like this, if I want to be strong and grow, Can't be rushing the process because the grass, when the grass sprout and it's looking at the acorn like, I'm moving so much faster than you. I'm so much better than you. Fast forward a couple years and you let that acorn grow. Oh, the acorn looking down like, you were talking about me? You were talking about me? And the grass like, yeah. All them people who doubted you, said what you couldn't be, said it ain't gonna work. They the grass. Be a tree. Be a tree. Don't rush the process. Don't try to get it easy. Don't try to get it overnight. Don't try to take the shortcut because you take a shortcut, that's when you get hit with that lawnmower. You take a shortcut, that's when all the other animals they just start nibbling you down because you ain't built yourself up right. Yeah, you got a couple little dollars. Yeah, you got some opportunities. Yeah, you got this, you got that. But the people who do the work to build themselves up. The people who know not to rush the process, the people who dig strong foundations, the people who get their roots intact, people who are able to strengthen themselves, to strengthen their community, to provide for those around them, those are the trees. So I want you to ask yourself this: are you going to be grass or are you going to be a tree? Are you going to rush and try to get it overnight? Or are you going to do what's necessary in the dark, underneath the surface, to build strong roots so that you can have a lasting impact on the whole community? Just some food for thought. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful, fantastic day. If you'd like to purchase my books, you can get those in the description, Power to the People, as well as booking a one-on-one call with me to just get some advice, a little bit of guidance, and just understand that you are seen. Understand whatever you're going through. I probably went through it too, so I'm just here to help you. Have a good one.